Whoa. Hello everyone, it's Christical, Ugly Duckling Master Educator. I almost had my table lamp fall over on me, so oops. Just trying to get good lighting. I think everything looks good. Everything looks clear. Just gonna give it a second. Hello everyone. So as you can see, today I am going to be talking all things crystals. We're going to go over our accessories, the products we recommend using with our clear as mud stones, and then I'm going to do a demo for you using doing a full contact nail with multicolored. So that is what I'm going to do for you guys today. I wanted to talk to you guys about the crystals that we offer in our Ugly Duckling line, our clear as mud stones. We currently have 17 beautiful flat back shapes that do come, whoops, just actually grabbing something from my light here, that do come in different sizes. And I did this quickly just to show you the difference in comparison to the sizing that we offer. And right now with the 17 colors of our flat back shapes, we offer them in SS 16, 12, 10, 8, 5, and 3. So there's a good variety of sizing here to use when you're doing any crystal design. I'm just having a peek. Yes, you recognize Sandra. Hi, Sandra. I just saw you not too long ago in Edmonton. I can't believe it's almost been a week already. But yeah, so these are the colors that we offer. We also have some pointed back crystals in 5 different colors currently. We have them in crystal, AB, champagne, white opal, and rose opal, which are stunning. So in these clusters here are each one of our pointed back shapes that we offer. All of this information, you guys, can be found on our website at uglyducklingnails.com, so you can take a look at all the different beautiful options that we offer. We love seeing you too, Sandra. It had been too long since the last time. It was definitely nice to get back out there and attend a beauty show and get to reconnect with so many people in the industry we haven't been able to. So it's definitely it was very amazing for us. Okay, and these ones here are our pointed back shapes. No, I lied. They're not pointed back. Sorry, they're flat back in our shapes. And these ones have, you can see there's a lot more cuts to these crystal stones, which just make them so reflective and so sparkly, which is so beautiful. And then we have our caviar beads that come in gold, rose gold, and silver, also in 4 various sizes. I'm going to show you the pinwheels here. You can see they're larger beads, and they work their way down to smaller beads. So in gold, rose gold, as well as silver, which is the one that I use quite the most, and I'm going to use a lot today. Now, what I'm going to show you next is our recently introduced crystal platter. This beautiful platter is amazing for keeping, kind of like having all your stones together in one area so that it's easy to work with. Depending on what containers you're storing your crystals in, I love to take what ones I'm using, place it on my beautiful crystal platter, and I work from this. So this dish, basically all those stones, they are not going anywhere. They are on there. And for me, I find this really easy to use when I'm working on my designs. And of course, Ugly Duckling Shtick-It is this amazing gem embellishment gel. This Shtick-It holds on the smallest embellishments to the largest stones, having your clients come back 3 to 4 weeks later with no crystal loss. So with our Shtick-It, you can see this one is a little bit more of a thicker consistency. It generally does come more fluid, but with our Shtick-It, it does tend to kind of freeze. It sets up in cooler temperatures. So as you can see, the center is more fluid and the sides is thicker. which is no problem. It works just the same. It's just different consistency. So for using larger stones, I love having this thicker consistency, keeping those stones in place. But if you choose to want to use the Stick It more fluid, then all we recommend is putting on the lid nice and tight and giving it a warm bath. And that will bring the Stick It back to its original consistency. And of course, our amazing blinger tool that has a dotting tool on one end and our wax tip on the other. The great thing about this blinger tool is that once you this is a wax tip, so as you use it, it's going to wear down. You can remold it with your fingers. The warm temperature of your fingers can mold it into shape. If you prefer using more of a point, you can point it out. And after a while, this wax tip will get worn down, no problem. You can just buy replacement tips, which is nice. You don't have to buy the entire tool again. So we're gonna be using our blinger tool, our Stick It, and some of our crystals in this demo that we are doing as well. So what I've decided to do, as you can see on my crystal platter, I've got fuchsia, I've got peacock blue, and I've got tanzanite. So I really want to utilize these colors to kind of create a mermaid type nail. Coordinate all of the sizes, different colors, and do a full contact nail with our Ugly Duckling products. So that is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna kind of walk you through how we do it. And I just realized I don't have my crystal tip display, so 2 seconds. I have it in my travel case from the weekend. So I'm just gonna grab that now. Perfect. Great, and I got my gel brush because we're going to do a base with our design. So I'm going to move that out to the side. We've got my tip display. We're going to use a color gel for this application as a base, which I'm grabbing also, and a tip. Okay, so that was all my stuff was still packed from the weekend. So now what I need to do is I'm just gonna grab, so what we're gonna start with is using our color gel number 26 as a base. That's what we're gonna use. It's gonna be completely covered, but when doing full contact nails, especially working with bling, we recommend using like a sparkle color, whether that's, a silver, which I typically use a lot of because it really balances and coordinates with a lot of different colors, or picking a color that is close to the stones that you're going to be using. But today we're going to be using this beautiful color gel number 26, which is one of my favorites because it's super duper sparkly. So we're going to go in and just start with prepping over top here. And with our color gels, they are so pigmented, a little goes a long way, as you'll see when I apply it. It's absolutely amazing. This is my go-to base when I'm doing full nails, and you'll see why. Especially when I'm going to be using all the caviar beads to kind of go in between each crystal. You're gonna have a little bit of a gap in between each stone. So having a sparkly base that will pop through, it all blends together, and it kind of makes it, look like there's no gaps in between. So we're gonna place that in the lamp and do a full 60-second cure. Okay, so that was color gel number 26. Hello, everybody. Hi, Christina. I'm just taking a peek here as that is curing. It is sunny today. It is actually quite beautiful. Since we went to Edmonton, when we got off the airplane, we noticed the temperature was a lot warmer than Victoria. And since we got back, it's like we brought the weather back from Edmonton, which was actually kind of nice. Okay, so we've got my base on here now. Hi, Kathy. We are going to just apply full base of Stick It. Now, how's the clarity? Is it okay, you guys? It's not too blurry at all. Sometimes when working with super highly sparkle colors and or crystals, it's hard for the camera to pick up without kind of going in and out of focus. So just let me know. With doing a full contact nail, we are going to apply the stick it right directly over the entire surface of the nail. If you're doing more cluster work, like this design, for example, we recommend just starting with the center and working your way out as you add the bling and as you're curing in between layers. And because we are going to be doing a full nail, stick it is beautiful because it doesn't go anywhere. When you apply your crystals, it stays in place. You have time to work with it before you cure it. So I'm going to take a bunch of stick it and we're going to apply it to the entire nail. Very important to make sure that you're not applying too much stick it, because if you do, then your beautiful crystals or whatever embellishments you are using are going to get lost in the stick it. That stick it will kind of seep around the stones and you don't want to lose any clarity or definition of those stones. So I'm just making sure that I'm taking it right to the sides. If I find that I need to add more to this area after a while, that's no problem. I can come back and add, but I'm just taking a look and I got too much, so that's no problem. I'm just going to take off what I don't need. Again, it's kind of that fine line of too much, too little. If you're finding that your clients are coming back and they are losing crystal, it may be because you don't have quite enough on there. But generally, you should never have a problem. Okay, now we are gonna have some fun. I'm gonna kind of show you my way of applying the crystals, how we recommend the different sizes and where you would place them depending on what you're doing. Kind of all comes into play a little bit, but we're gonna start with the larger SS16 because this is a bigger tip. I'm going to focus on working in the middle, and we're just going to apply and see where this design takes us. And in between each application of stones, that's where I'm going to take my little caviar beads and kind of fill in the gaps. But it's nice because once the crystals are in place, they're not shifting, they're not moving, you can continue to work. So this is typically where I will use the larger stones and then eventually kind of taper back down to using the smaller ones so that the design kind of fades out a little bit, which is kind of cool. And this is fun. I love doing crystals. Okay, little one right at the point. And then, I don't know if you guys can see, but on my platter here, I've got all the little silver caviar beads that I'm going to be using. And it's amazing because they're here. I know for some, this might look like, it's too much going on. I left these ones on here because I really wanted to show how beautiful they looked. But we're not using those ones today. I have all my caviar beads here that I'm going to be using, and it's easy because the wax tip, it's easy to pick up and remove, and I'm constantly going back and forth. This platter really helps ease my work, saves me time. Instead of going back and forth into containers, sometimes it can get a bit much. So as you can see, just applying this little beads in between each of the stone, and this is going to kind of fill in each of those gaps. If you don't have caviar beads, that's no problem. That's why it's always good to have like that base underneath there, that when it comes through in those areas, it's going to complement the stones that you're using and not really stand out too much. This is really helping tie it together. And of course, typically we won't be flipping our clients' hands, but in this case, I'm just going to do that for, hold on, hopefully we can see okay. Sorry guys. Try not to knock the table too much. And then if you need to shift any crystals or, well, in this case, the little beads, you can use the dotting tool end, which is nice. So just going back and forth, and we're going to apply in between. And I love using these colors together because they're so fun. They just remind me like of a mermaid. A mermaid. Awesome. So now we are just going to continue to apply the crystals and go back and forth between different colors and different sizes to kind of blend out the design. So I might even start with going a bit bigger around here. And once you get in a rhythm, you just keep going back and forth, adding as you go. And there's no, I'm just kind of picking up, as long as I'm not getting two colors side by side, I'm good to go. Sometimes, depending on, how many you're using, it may be hard, but there's no right or wrong. Because at the end of it, it looks beautiful together. Don't think I grabbed enough larger purples, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is to just keep applying all the stones, and then I'm going to come in and fill in afterwards. What I could have done here is actually put a bit more big ones in here. Because this is a bigger nail, I can get away with using the larger ones more center. Just going to shift them down a bit. But I don't have another, well, maybe, yeah, let's use a green because I have another green. And then as we work our way out to the sides, it's using smaller stones so that it doesn't create bulk to the nail. How are we looking? Okay. Oops, just gonna keep working my way out. And that way things go fast, you're applying quick. Could have definitely grabbed some larger ones, but I didn't think I was gonna work on a tip this size, actually, to be honest with you. But that is okay. Sorry if it's loud. Got a lot of traffic beside us. And then the great thing about this is that your design is not completed until you fully cure it in the lamp. So if you're not happy with something, no big deal. You can come and take it off, which is great. That's what I love about it. And many times when I'm doing crystal work, I find that happens. It's quite often that I'm like, ooh, that doesn't look right. Take it off, no big deal, and reapply if I need to. Oh, sorry guys, sorry. I know I get careful, I'm just working and then I don't realize. So my apologies. And then I'm gonna start to taper these in a bit, but I'm finding now there's not that much to kit here. So I'm gonna add just a little bit around the sides, which is pretty normal. And I always find that I have to come in and just add a bit more. But you'll see there's quite a lot of space around that, it kind of looks funny, but that's where the beads come in. We're gonna kind of place them in between all those areas, and it's going to kind of finish off that design, make it look finished. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that for now. I am just gonna come in and tuck up any crystals because sometimes they do shift a little bit, which is no big deal. What I find is using the edge of the brush, the tool, the blinger tool, and just pulling it up just to make sure they're all in place. Everything looks straight, and then we're gonna come in and fill in with the beads. And that's why I'm gonna actually, because some of these areas are a little bit larger because we're working with larger stones, so I'm gonna come in and actually just use some of our larger beads to fill in those areas as well. So that's what is nice about having different size beads, just depending on what you need them for and how they're working for your design. Oops. There. It's tucked in there. So again, we have 17 beautiful, beautiful colors. And once this is curing, and in place. I'm gonna go through them all with you and just show you again which ones we offer. I will also go live again and talk about more about what crystals would look good with what colors. I think is a lot of times people aren't really sure how to pair them with certain colors, and I think that too will be very helpful for knowing what stones to add to your collection. So how many of you that are watching have clients that love crystals or have never had crystals before? Because I know for me, I try my best to push as much of the bling as I can, but not everybody wants it, and that's fine. But usually I'm lucky and I get like one nail, like a little cuff around the cuticle area. So that's fine. But how many of you do bling currently? This one's a really big tip. Whoops, got that one stuck. Oh, too bad, Sandra. Well, your nails on the weekend were so beautiful. I don't know how you, I'm not sure how you can have those on and not have your clients be like, oh my gosh, I need that, you know? Like everywhere I go, just having people comment on my nails when they've got bling on them. And they're just so fascinated. I'm like, well, you too could have this, you know? But I think too, it's like, yeah, usually it's, you know, people need shorter nails, but they might think it's like too much or they can't pull it off. But for me, I think anybody could pull off bling. Okay. Yes, good. Nice, Kathy. Nice, Candace. Well, at least you got some, right? And that way we can have fun with our nails and wear as much bling as we possibly want. Okay. Tuck those up. Get some more beads in here. And they literally just drop in there. I remember the first time when I started working with crystals many, many years ago, I had one size, and I remember it was so funny how I trailed it down, It just, to me at that time, I'm like, whoa, that looks so cool. But, you know, as you have more sizes and you see different embellishments that you can use with the design work, really helps. I'm just gonna, if I can zoom out. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom out. Oh, that's too, just because I feel like, I don't know if that's better if I keep going out of frame. We're almost done here, and then we're going to do a cure, and then I'm going to talk about one way to finalize your application. Whoops. Because with Shtick It, when you cure it, it does have an inhibition layer. So you do need to either cleanse it or seal it with, you know, wipe top coat. So whatever you prefer to do, you can do. Now it's just tucking everything in nice and tight. That one got shifted a bit. Great. Now I should have had more purple. I didn't have enough purple out on my palette or platter. So I would have definitely used more, but that's okay. You can see, kind of get the idea of doing multicolored. I did our cyan, so the red, and our emerald stone, as well as Colorado topaz, which is kind of like a nice yellowy shade, and mix it like this for Christmas, and it looked just so beautiful. I loved it. Okay. I think we're good with that. I'm just going to leave it and not spend too much more time. Just maybe add a couple more beads just to balance out this side. Maybe add a stone here. Good. Okay, so let's cure that for full 60 seconds in our LED lamp. How's everybody doing? Okay. Again, so that was using our I use fuchsia, tanzanite, and peacock. So let's go through the ones that we offer. Well, that is curing. So we've got this one, deep blue is Montana. Jet black, like look at that black. It doesn't look so sparkly in the bags, but when you get them out on the nails, it's incredible. And then we have emeralds and our Siam, gorgeous. And then probably one of my favorite colors is this Cape blue. Like I love it. It reminds me of the waters in Hawaii. So that was our Cape blue. We have peacock. We have aquamarine, fuchsia, and tanzanite. Look at those colors together. All of them are so beautiful. Just stunning. And I've used the silver in between those. And then we have our opals. White opal, blue opal, and pink opal. Rose opal, pardon me. As well as our light rose. And then the last three, oh, lost that one actually. And then our AB, which I wore AB on the weekend with gel polish number 31, gorgeous. AB looks amazing with pinks. Pinks are pinky purples. Then we got crystal, and then we have Colorado topaz and our champagne for our flat back colors. Now we're going to pull out our design here, and we're going to finish it off using our Ugly Duckling No Wipe Top Coat. So I don't have my crystal platter palette. I don't have my crystal palette here. So I'm just going to use the side of the bottle. And what I would recommend is at this point, you can either cleanse it with a gel cleanse. So we have our gel cleanse that you can use to help remove the inhibition layer with just like a scrub brush is no problem. But today I'm going to show you guys how to do it with our No Wipe Top Coat. So because Stick-It has that inhibition layer, we need to kind of make sure that the sides are all sealed along here. I'm just using our detailer 2 brush. So this is where I will use our detailer 2 brush a lot, especially, you know, using gel polish application and getting that perfect application around the cuticle area. That is what I love using our detailer 2 brush for. I know Natasha does a lot with her hand painted designs. So this brush is one of our most popular for multi-use. And I'm just going along the edge and sealing in. When it comes to in between any areas that have larger gaps, I just take the tip of my brush and I'm just gonna seal in between all of that area, okay? Making sure not to touch the crystals because they will lose their clarity. They'll still be shiny, but you won't have that distinct cut of the bling. So just going in between all of those areas and filling in. Whoops, that one I accidentally touched. And then we do a full cure of 60 seconds in the lamp as well. I believe Natasha's here helping me with questions, so I apologize if I've missed anything. I find sometimes when I'm doing lives, my screen goes dark. So I know you guys can see it clearly, but it's hard for me to read the comments after a certain while, so my apologies there. So if you do have any questions, I am now viewing them. What we'll do is we'll go over the products that I used. And maybe if you don't currently have them in your lineup of products, you might be wanting to try some. Okay. Alrighty. Oops. So all finished. Here we go. Thanks, Natasha. I see you now. So we have a mix of different stones, and I kind of like to do the test with my clients. So if after it's cured, I go over and I really rub my fingers really hard over all the, especially the little beads, to see if anything moves. And if nothing moves, we're good to go. You're not going to lose anything. And it's an amazing product. Removal is so simple. All you guys want to do is take like an old pair of nippers and just start clipping away. And the Stick-It is more of a gummy consistency, so when you take them off, they stay to the nail and they don't fling off, hitting the walls, hitting you or your client in the eyes, which has happened to me before. So it's just, the removal is beautiful and it's so simple. So Stick-It is definitely a recommended product to use when you're doing any embellishment work. Our beautiful blinger tool, which is my favorite tool because it has our dotting tool, which you can use to apply the Stick-It, move around smaller embellishments, and then it has the wax tip. Our latest crystal platter to make your application a breeze is a must. It is beautiful, it is sparkly, and who doesn't like sparkle, right? I know. And thanks to Sandra, I didn't have mine for our class that we did over the weekend, so she lent me hers, never used, right out of the box, so I appreciate that, Sandra. I'll always remember. Some storage containers for all my bling. Yes, because I know you got some bling. I just got where is it? Let me just show you. Just storage containers because I transfer anyways, and I'm constantly going through so many different ones over the years thinking, oh, this is the better system, this is a better way of storing them. So I know it's definitely one of those things, but for me, I just transfer them to my platter and we're good to go. All right, you guys, so let's just show you one more time all these beautiful, beautiful, whoops, crystals. You can take a closer look on our website at uglyducklingnails.com. And we are excited to introduce new colors. So if you guys have any recommendations or anything that you're looking to see, please let me know. I did forget to flip this one over and show you. We also have these amazing shapes, rectangles and squares, kind of like the pyramid shapes, also in our flat back crystals. So we have a lot to choose from, which is amazing. Lots of bling for your needs. I know I'm happy. I am very happy with all this, and I get to play with more bling this weekend because I am up for my 5K class on Sunday. So everybody joining in on the 5K class is going to get, you know, some sculpting action as well as some more in-depth bling, which I'm pretty pumped for. Okay, light green, good one. I like that idea. Even a brownish color for sure. I definitely know that. So yeah, if you want, you can even just message Natasha and I on Instagram or Messenger, or you can email us with any recommendations, which would be awesome. Okay, you guys, the sun is rolling around now in my filming studio, and it's getting rather hot, which is great because that means the summer is coming, which I'm pretty excited about. Again, just to remind you guys, which I didn't mention, I was using our crystal tip display. So this is our individual crystal. It does come with a crystal bar, 5 spots to put on tips. It comes with 5 gold and 5 silver little magnet posts so that you can have different colors depending on what you're doing and displaying for nail art pictures. Okay, I think that is all I have for you today. Lots of love from Christical. And again, if you guys have any questions at any time, feel free to reach out to us at our contact at uglyducklingnails.com email address. Sorry guys, there's so many for me to remember. All of that information you guys can get on our website also. Yeah, and we are here for you. So thanks so much for joining in today. And I look forward, if you guys ever post any pictures with bling, please tag me because I love to see it. I love to see it. And for those joining me in my 5K class this weekend, I look forward to chatting with you on the other end. And I wish you guys all a wonderful weekend ahead. Okay, you guys, lots of love. Bye for now.